Welcome to Live from eTail West in Palm Springs. Scott Hoshman along with my co-host Summer Jubileer. Hello, Summer.
Hello.
We don't have Haley here. We would. She's got a new job that's now public. We would stream her in, but she's busy. She just started. She's very busy. And if you're on the YouTube, which you can go to Always Off Brand throughout the YouTube, we have Dan Brownsher. This is your second or third time on the program?
I think it's my second official
time.
Yeah. First time in person.
Okay, what now? You have a new. It says CEO of ChannelKey.
Yeah.
Do you have a new title? Is that what we're going to talk about today?
We can talk about that if you'd like.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Get a little closer. Check. Welcome here. We're in the Media Bistro.
I love the name.
Don't you love the bistro?
I did think they'd have an actual bistro though.
I know. I was
little
cart.
It'd be nice if it was an actual bistro.
It would be nice.
You know?
Yeah. That's a good play right there.
Pastries.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to need a coffee at some point.
I wish they'd do it like Mormon style and have like a soda fountain section.
Oh, really?
And like, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of reality TV.
Apparently.
And they are doing sodas right. Like every time they have their iced, crispy, bubbly soda with a little condensation on the outside, I'm like, I need that.
Well, they do serve here. Again, this is your first time at eTail. Both of you, first time at eTail. Welcome. It's lovely. It's Palm Springs. It's gorgeous outside.
It is.
It's amazing.
It is.
And
you're like the mayor here, Scott.
I am not. This is the second time.
You cannot go to a conference with Scott Hoshman without being stopped every 5 feet when you're walking.
Second time. I did Boston. It was lovely. Anyway, it's just fun. Isn't this fun?
It's a lot of fun.
We're like on Radio Row.
I love it.
It's so nice to have you here, Summer. I'm usually going solo.
I know. Someone has to keep you in line.
You missed an impromptu interview earlier. You were late, though. I said 10 o'clock. What does 10? Does 10
when
like
did
10,
you tell
17?
Me 10 o'clock?
I talked to you when I was talking to you and Ash.
I never heard the time 10 o'clock ever.
If
you don't put it in my calendar, it does not exist.
Oh my! Seriously?
I saw the 11 o'clock, which I thought was Dan at 11 o'clock.
I go with Summer on this.
I thought we were at 10 o'clock with Dan.
Well, the calendar says 11.
Do we really? Is this in the calendar?
Yes.
Okay.
I did not get a calendar invite. I was told 10 o'clock, just for the record.
Dan, you're a peach to listen to us. I just had to have something to bicker about with her, so I just threw that out there.
Anyways, let's
just
get going.
Real.
So ChannelKey, you built up this huge, massive Amazon agency, and now what happened now? You just handed it over to somebody else, or what's going on?
So I've been running ChannelKeys for about 10 years, right? Employee number 0, founder. And I hired my replacement. I hired a new CEO, which is super exciting.
Do you need a Sharpie? We'll just take that back.
Hot off the press, right?
Yeah. So talk to me about that. What is that?
Yeah.
What was that like, and why, and how did you get there, and how do you feel about it?
I feel amazing about it. It's really just an evolution of the business and what we've built. So we built this amazing kind of single-threaded Amazon-focused commerce agency.
Yeah.
We're advanced partners in the ecosystem. We'll manage $1 billion plus in GMV this year. So we're doing this like in a highly sophisticated way with an amazing team and a great client base.
Yeah.
And so. But we want to build something much larger and much more broad.
Okay.
And so it's an evolution of the business in that we think there's a lot more we can do. Our clients are asking us to do more. And we want to bring in some fresh perspective on the business and some new muscle, right? I guess the key is the evolution of the business. I'm the founder. I'll be the founder. But the business is changing.
But how did you evolve? Like, I matured when I was 49, and it was really, finally, how did you get to that point it's a lot of ego, a lot of like, how did you look in the mirror and go, you know what? I need help.
Yeah.
I mean, or did you not, or you just...
Well, I don't feel like he was looking for help. He wanted to evolve what he was doing.
I know, but that takes a lot of courage and a lot of self-awareness to sit there and go, you know what? I want to take this thing to another level.
Yeah.
And I might not be the person. I'm assuming that, but the courage to get there and go, you know what? I need new muscle.
Yeah.
That's a big deal to me.
I'm
proud of you.
Thanks, Scott.
Because I'm seriously, a lot of people don't do that.
It's exciting, and you got to check your ego at the door.
Right.
I'm always going to be the founder. I'm always,
Right.
Going to be an owner of the business, right? And if we want to build something much larger, much bigger, sometimes you got to step away, And I'm not stepping away, but you got to step to the side and bring in some horsepower, right? So it's not a easy decision to make.
That's what I'm just props to you, because that cannot be easy.
Yeah, it's good. So we got this guy Adam Brown, who's got a.
No, his last name is not Brown.
It is Brown. Don't be confused.
Dan Brownsher.
Oh, wow! I used to get the sound machine going. That's.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job. Good job.
I'm gonna give you a bell for
You're the
that.
first one.
I am really?
You're the first one. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going. Continue.
Dan Brownsher, and the new guy.
Adam Brown. Yeah.
OMG.
A little loud.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Okay.
And so what's interesting about it is we've talked to all of our clients, and obviously it's public at this point. There's this midpoint of magic that is happening. Okay. So again, we've built this entity, this agency that's very focused on the Amazon environment.
Yeah.
You want to build something bigger, and you take Adam's background, his experience, very broad. Okay. Very diverse, small agencies, owned agencies, big agencies. He's acquired through at WPP multiple agencies and ingested those. He's done Adobe, Salesforce, Shopify, Amazon. And so you marry what we've built with what we want to build with his talent set. And there's so much activity. And we're seeing it already with clients in these conversations is we can have different types of conversations now than we've been able to have in the past about different opportunities they have.
All right.
And there's a lot of action in it.
If I'm reading between the lines.
Oh, you go, girl.
And you can cut. If you don't like this and you want us to cut it, let us know.
Oh, thanks.
But when you're talking about the future, so I assume you're going to be expanding outside of Amazon.
That's the idea.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the idea. And whether that's...
Can you do me a favor then?
Sure.
And help me with your thinking when it comes to expanding outside of Amazon. There is a major cost of distraction that can occur.
Yeah.
How do you balance that when you've got clients that you're talking to and they're like, we want you guys to manage our meta. We want you guys to get on Walmart. What about random marketplaces? So, which happens a lot.
Yeah.
How do you manage that? And what tips can you provide?
It's a great question. So we haven't put our stake in the ground yet with what it is we're going to be doing. Okay. So our clients are asking us for a lot of things, and it doesn't mean we have to provide services for all things. And the way we manage it, Summer, is you bring in somebody that's done it before. Right. That's operated a scaled agency like that with a diverse set of service offerings. That's how you do it. That's how we're doing it, at least.
Yeah, I think that's great. You hire someone smarter than you in that subject.
I've not done it before. Right. So I built this entity, and that's all I ever wanted to build. Like I set out to build what I built, and now we want to think bigger. It's like, okay, well, how are we going to do that? And this is
so. Is there any consistency between your brands that you're talking to of what they want next from the agency?
You know what? That's a really good question. It seems.
But you have an answer?
It seems to hover around. It hovers around international expansion.
Ooh.
Oh, hey now.
It hovers around Walmart.
Yeah.
It hovers around Target and the broad kind of retail and media topic and some performance marketing.
Okay.
And so again, we're not trying to be all things to all people, and we haven't put our stake in the ground yet for what it's going to be. We're evaluating these opportunities right now.
Yeah.
But those are generally the conversations that we're having.
Okay.
I think this is you've tipped off what we talk about sometimes. I think it's an interesting time in the market. So if you look at what the market is doing, and if you look at what brands' needs are, and they've been siloing off to, again, rightly, I'm not criticizing, but I've always talked about, I just talked to the guy from Blue Core, right? The consumer, as I say, doesn't give a crap what your org chart looks like and what services, right? So from a management and these brands, I think it's interesting. The enterprise all the way down, they're like, God, do we need an Amazon agency? Do we need a paid social agency? Do we need a paid performance agency? Do we need a creative agency? Do we need this, do this? My God, I got 17 meetings.
Yeah.
I'm limited on staff and time. Yeah. And by the way, I'm managing, I have a spreadsheet with that like 7 tabs on it.
Right. Yeah. And I think like there's always this pendulum of, at least from what I've seen in speaking with other agency owners, not like outside of the Amazon ecosystem, there's this pendulum of consolidation and specialization.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And there's not a right or wrong answer.
Right.
To
Right.
it,
I'm not right.
You got to pick a lane and you got to perform really well. And I think we've done really well and gone super deep kind of in this Amazon ecosystem.
Yeah.
And we've built amazing relationships with our clients and with our partners. And we would be foolish, in my opinion, not to entertain some of these conversations about other opportunities.
Totally.
Right.
I think it's great.
So we're excited about it.
That's great. Summer, did you have something on the tip of your tongue?
No, I did not. I got distracted by these people talking.
Oh, who's that? These people right to the right of us. This is the live
Media
message.
Row.
We are on
It's
Media
like the
Row.
Super Bowl.
Exactly. It's Radio Row. I love
Yeah,
this. Isn't this
yeah,
hysterical?
yeah.
Usually we just grab people in and we just put them on.
I love
That's
that.
my favorite part.
It's a little freestyle.
Yeah. Okay, so let's step back on the Amazon agency.
Yeah.
You know, we went through a period, and I lived through that where there was consolidation.
Yep.
Where the major media and performance and digital, they saw this expertise in Amazon, and so they went and acquired and built up, and then over time we have the Tenuities, we have the Flywheels, we have the Empire, like we have these humongous conglomerate, right? These whatever they call them. Holdcos. Thank you.
Yeah.
Where do you see the Amazon agency? Because again, I every day, like somebody sends me, "Oh, have you heard of these guys?" No, I asked you the other one.
Yeah.
And that's not. I mean, I felt like I know a lot of people, but I don't know how. There's zillions.
Yeah, it's a really interesting time right now.
Yeah.
I still think it's early as it relates to this environment. Like, there's so much opportunity, and I'm walking the expo hall and I'm seeing clients and past clients and competitors, and like there's a good energy and there's still opportunity for everybody. There's also a lot of new entrants to the market from an agency perspective.
Oh, really? There's a lot of new agencies.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
But they're
Did you
typically.
just say that?
I know, but I mean, who wants to do this? It's really hard.
It's
It
so
is
hard.
It's hard.
It is so hard.
It's hard. It's fun, but it's
What
hard.
do we always say on the AOB? Be kind to your agency.
That's right.
Thank you, Summer.
It is really hard what you do. And it's what I think the hardest part for agencies is you don't get to pick who your client assigns to manage the agency. And if they are not truly a partner, and if they're not giving you the data, and if they're not telling you their goals and their KPIs and they're changing their budget to be flexible.
Yeah.
And then they're like, actually, we're going to fire you because you didn't do X, Y, and Z. And you're like, well, actually, you should fire the person internally because they didn't give us any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't say that.
Yeah. That's a great topic. Right. And so but seriously, there's a conversation that is not always had with clients around goals, opportunities, big business issues that they're trying to solve for. And sometimes the reason that conversation is not happening is because we're not talking to the right people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's really incumbent upon, I think, certainly agencies and agency owners and the client to make sure there's alignment, at least at the executive level. Because if we're not talking about really core business issues, either related to Amazon or related to total business, there's a good chance there's conversations happening behind the scenes that we're not a part of that we should be a part of, right? Like we should be brought into your budgeting process. We should be brought into at least understanding what your goals are for all channels, at a minimum e-commerce, and where channels we participate in fold up or roll up into that total. And so,
but I also think there needs to be, as a brand, you set expectations with your agency. Like, I expect a response within 24 hours. I don't need an answer, but I need to know you received the email. But there's never on the other side the agency being like, when I ask you a question, I need you to get back to me within 24 hours. And it's not. And I think if agencies and brands can be more transparent on what they need, I think you'll find more success, and less brands will be jumping. I mean, the jumping from one agency to another, it's hard.
It's hard on everybody.
Yes, exactly. And as on the brand side, you waste so much time bringing an agency up to speed if you're doing the right job.
Oh my God.
And then to have to let them go a year later or 2 years later, they just got their momentum.
That's right.
They learned your business.
That's right. Yeah. And it takes time. So the best relationships or partnerships we have are actual partnerships.
Exactly.
But the key is when things aren't going well.
That's right.
That's when partnerships and relationships, what's hard because there's always this like friction. There's just like constant, I don't know, there's this pressure between agency and client when things aren't going bad.
Yes.
Or things aren't going right. It's the client's fault. It's this fault, right? There's just this. That's what I think is the most hard part for both sides.
If you have a transactional relationship with your agency or with your clients, you're always susceptible to those issues.
Yeah.
Sales are down, therefore
Right.
we're in a bad spot.
Right.
But if there's a deeper connection and a deeper partnership, and we've had this concept at ChannelKey around delight, right? Which is this idea that this is not a transactional relationship. We're in a partnership together.
Right.
And if you have access to the C-suite or the decision makers at the brand, then you can have those types of conversations, right?
Yeah.
So to your point, if we're having surface level conversations and we're not involved in understanding the global KPIs of our clients, if there's a bad day, it's a problem.
Yeah.
But if we can say, hey, listen, we had a bad day, but let's talk about how it relates to this or what's happening in your other channels or how your total business is performing, those are the types of conversations.
Yeah, digging a little deeper.
Deeper.
Well, and then over communication. I think what we were talking about earlier around ego, when you get these marketing managers that are 25 years old, an agency needs to give them the confidence that you can make a mistake, own it. You need to, don't try to solve this problem by yourself. Reach out. I was working with an agency on Prime Day and an ad wasn't being served because Amazon was blocking it for profitability. They didn't tell us until 6 p.m. that day.
Right.
And it was the first day of Prime Day. And I'm like, what? You're just telling me this now? And
Yeah.
you didn't talk to my Amazon people? Like, it's a mistake. Like, it's not even your fault. But because you waited this long, now I'm looking at you like, are you looking at my account?
Yeah.
You didn't
That's-
raise the flag?
And that's the key. You just hit the key.
Yeah.
They just want to know that somebody's watching the store.
That's
Somebody's watching.
That's right.
Somebody's there, that they care and that they're actually paying attention.
Yeah, let me know my buy box is down. Yes, I work with other brands or other softwares that are telling me this, but like, maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm stuck in meetings
Now,
all day and didn't see it.
okay, so let me flip that.
Yeah.
And Dan, chime
Yes.
in. So on the agency side, the account manager, which I think is one of the most challenging, difficult jobs in the
Exhausting.
world. I mean, shout out every account manager out there.
They're the best. Yes.
It's just tough. Hey, Summer, you know what? I got 5 accounts. I got more
Yeah.
accounts. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at that. You got all these SKUs. You know what? I missed it.
And that's okay.
Is
Like,
it?
yeah,
No,
if
but
you
you're pissed. You're pissed because you didn't tell me till 6 o'clock.
Well, I'm pissed because I had 4 ASINs I needed to be pushing,
And you should be.
and those were the only 4. And I have, doesn't matter. The other flip side of it, yes, I want them to explain and just say, hey, I missed this.
No,
And there
I
was
see
none
that.
of that.
There you go. Okay, Dan, chime in.
Guys, there's always going to be
See, we don't have
issues.
Haley. We don't have Haley. She's our parent.
She is our parent.
She
Because
says,
we'll start battling. Duke's up, Scott.
I have 7-year-old twins, and I feel like I'm mediating right now. This is perfect. I think to zoom back out, okay? There's always going to be issues. There's always going to be
Yes,
problems.
exactly.
This PDP
because it's
changed.
Amazon.
That's
Yes.
right. This PDP changed. This ad's not running. This promo didn't fire.
Yeah.
We're in a tentpole event. What happened? Like, there's always going to be these issues.
Right.
If we are being proactive around strategy and business planning and making sure that the conversations are tactical when they need to be tactical, but we can also zoom out and say, listen, this is, again, our total plan, and this is one part of that particular plan. If we can have the conversation around a broader goal versus just this one single incident,
Yeah.
it's a much better relationship.
100%. And this what happened with this person. It was one incident. I moved on.
Yeah,
It's mutual.
know.
It's
But it's a
two-
great example, right? Because that's why I have empathy on both sides. You're the brand. You're paying. You have every right.
Yeah.
You're entitled to get
But
the
let's,
That's right.
let's go into, yes, I'm a brand and I'm paying. But like you just said, this is an account manager that has 10 brands.
Whatever, yes.
No. So where is that line? Like, if you want, how do brands set their expectations of like, listen, I want this person to only have 2 other accounts because I want so much of their time. How do you have those conversations? Like, or do you have those conversations? Has that come up of like, if you want that much, you're gonna have to pay more.
That's
Show
it.
me
That's part of it. Yes, thank
Show
you,
me
Scott. Right? Because like we've got we're a scaled agency.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we've got 70 people on our team. I mentioned a bunch of agencies that are popping up. They're usually small, 5 to 10 people.
Yeah.
The founder's still the account manager,
I mean,
right?
Scott and I were at that company together.
Yeah.
There was
I am
like
still
6
like
of
right
us.
now, Quickfire, we're tiny by design. We don't want whatever. I am the
Yeah.
account manager. I'm not the owner.
Yeah.
And
that's
I
fine.
have like 4 or 5
right?
accounts. Yeah.
But if you get to a point where you've got multiple account managers, multiple stakeholders, you've got to implement structure
Yeah.
and business process, or else it's chaos. Like,
Yeah.
it's chaos.
Yeah.
So we try to stay within our structure. Now we're flexible, and it boils down to the amount of work required. Certainly billing, right? The numbers always have to make sense. And so we try not to get into too deep conversations around clients dictating load and management. We'll answer those questions, but we cover it with tools, technology, a well thought out operational structure to win. And it's fluid, right? It changes. You brought up tentpole events, Prime Day or whatever. Some clients are huge for Prime Day and others are not. Right. Seasonality changes. And so the load kind of flexes 100%. And percolates, and you've got clients in and clients out. And so, I don't know, we align on process, deliverables, SOW, pricing, et cetera, and resource accordingly.
And this isn't just Amazon as the last 5 years and 4 years in Quickfire, right? So you're seeing a lot of the bad bots, like again, to no fault of the brand, no fault of the account manager, right? Amazon, you wake up every day and God knows what's going to happen for no reason.
That's right. That's right.
And you're seeing that more and more in Meta. You're seeing them more and more in Google. Well, they're doing AI ads, and all of a sudden the brand manager is calling and going, I just got served an ad for my brand. That is not approved creative. It's because the freaking AI bot made it up.
Yeah.
So like it is chaos.
Well, it's controlled chaos.
Well,
Scott.
I'm saying these platforms are more and more chaos. So you need somebody to try and level it out.
You need structure, you need process, you need good tech, you need controls,
you need great people.
You need amazing people. Like we're in the people business, period. End of story.
Well, people do matter. I don't know if you've heard that before.
I've heard that, Scott. They do.
Well, we have to make sure we make it clear because some people have tried to steal that tagline.
I know. No. We're
I don't think they're here.
We're an open source.
No, we're not. TM.
Do you have a TM, Scott? You're like
we're working on that.
It's like Pat Riley's got 3-peat trademark.
Yes, we're efforting that, as they say. We've got legal looking into it.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We've had legal. Anyway, see, but this just gets in the thing. Then you go bigger accounts, you have a bigger scale, and then all of a sudden you have new people coming into the brand. It doesn't matter. No fault of your own. And then the other thing is you get the billings up to so high, somebody somewhere goes, what are we doing? I could hire like 30 people and have the same expense or whatever. Now they're not taking into consideration all the intangibles, all the other stuff that they're
guess
getting.
What? If you're on a brand side and your marketing manager quits, you've got your agency helping you out. And if your agency partner, that main point of contact quits, the agency's got a whole bunch of people who are familiar with your account, know how to jump in and do things.
It's like a classic make or buy service business decision.
Yeah.
It could be your agency, could be your attorney.
Yeah.
Right? You have in-house counsel, you're gonna retain counsel outside.
Right.
It's the same thing. And it's again, I think that pendulum swings too. It
does.
Clients, brands, what do you want to be good at? Do you want to be good at developing products, or do you want to build out your own Amazon team? Sometimes it makes sense to build your own team. Sometimes it doesn't. And there's always a trade-off. Your trade-off point was very valid, right? So we've got a infrastructure and roster of people. So somebody leaves, we can plug somebody right back in. If somebody leaves on your team, what are you gonna do?
No
you gotta go hire.
You got a 3-month wait list while they're interviewing people, and then the agency's not getting any information.
So pick your poison, right? Yeah. There's a trade-off.
I will always pick agency.
But
knock on wood, I don't want to.
Whoa, easy.
That was really
easy
loud.
there.
Sorry.
Wow. Hey, now Mike's picking it up. Listen, I've told you this, Dan, when I first met you, I talked to you, like, I huge props to what you've done because it is so hard. I mean, there's 3,000 variables you can't even account for, your process, your operations. I mean, it's just shout out you because it's a crazy, it's so hard. People don't understand. How do you make money? It's really hard to make any money doing a high-end, high-touch service business, period.
100%. Yep.
It can be if you're not structured correctly, you're not evaluating your labor and capacity correctly, you're not pricing correctly, you're not managing, you're underservicing, overservicing. Like that's why it's so important to have a good operator in place.
Yep.
All right.
We're coming up on time.
I know. I got one
question.
Oh,
Rock,
God.
paper.
Wait, 1, 2, 3.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm nervous.
We can actually probably do 2 questions.
I need some water,
Oh,
so I just don't want to answer your question.
now I forgot my question. No. Okay, where do you see having you're inside the Amazon ecosystem, whatever. I think it's always fun to hear different perspectives.
Yeah.
Is this the question you're going to ask?
Maybe. Go on.
Where are we? I'm at a precipice of like little brands can't afford it. Big brands are sucking up the real estate. Like in your purview, what do you see? Because you have a wide variety.
Yeah.
Where are we for mid to smaller challenger brands being successful on Amazon?
I think that those types of brands they have to actually build a brand outside of the Amazon platform. Okay.
That's a lot of money, Dan.
Yeah, but what if you just sell like lanyards? How do you build a brand with a lanyard
It's
seller?
hard.
Well,
like you've got to have, Amazon is so competitive
Yeah.
and the barriers to entry are so ridiculously low that if you don't have some sort of competitive advantage, you're going to have a hard time, or at least your business won't be protected long term.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you protect your business long term or create a moat around your business? Could be a lot of different things. Could be you've got a great brand, you've got intellectual property. Could be you've got a beat on a sourcing or manufacturing. Like we've got a client who sells like bulk backpacks. He's got a really fantastic way to source at cost, so he can win on price.
Okay.
And so, like, if you are a Me Too product and you've got zero to minimal brand equity on the platform, you are always ripe for disruption. So I think the fundamentals are still in place. Like Amazon's pay to play, but it's still, in my opinion, a lot of meritocracy based. So good product, good pricing, good conversion rate, good reviews, you'll do well.
Yeah.
But if you don't have something else, some other competitive advantage, your business is ripe for disruption. So
Great answer.
What was your question, Summer?
I was going to ask for, we're in the beginning of 2025.
Yeah.
What's your prediction for retail? It doesn't have to be Amazon specific, but now you've got this new role. You're looking at a bigger picture.
Yeah.
I want to know kind of like, what is your prediction of what's going to happen this year?
Let's see. I think that Amazon will continue to perform well. I think Walmart will continue to perform well. I think the biggest change that's going to happen, aside from anything related to the economy and tariffs and pricing and spending habits and all of these things,
Solid disclaimer.
okay, is going to be related to how people find products, search specifically as it relates to AI. Okay, AI is a massive disruptor change. We're like in the middle of this massive change.
I know my kids are so lucky.
I don't know if we're in the middle yet. I think we're still teeny tiny babies.
Yeah. Okay, we can debate that all day long.
Whatever.
Okay,
yes.
but like, how does SEO and AI come together?
How?
That's a big, juicy
question.
topic.
I think about all these SEO agencies, and I'm like, what's going
Like-
to happen to you?
like Google is like, what's going to happen to Google?
No,
You know?
Google's fine
Well,
in
they're
certain things.
their classic search.
This is his answer, Scott.
I know.
You want
But
to?
no, but this is the great discussion. I love. This is why I love these conversations.
My personal browsing habits or research habits
Yeah.
have totally shifted to ChatGPT.
Great. Yeah,
Totally
Perplexity
shifted.
or-
So, and not everything, but
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
things I do.
Yeah.
And so because the results are superior.
Yeah. No,
But
I
I still think there is a huge portion of like Google is pulling from blogs and from websites of this data.
Google be fine, right? But the traditional way
Yes,
you use
I-
Google is done. In
agree.
my opinion,
I agree with
Yes.
that. See how we came together?
we figured it
On
out.
that, I do agree.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take years and years. They got $180 billion. They are far ahead of even Meta and Amazon's coming up on the ad search. They should dominate that. But I agree. The way people search and find things, I think is going to go through a massive change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Great answer.
Think of like shopping agents. Sorry,
Oh,
guys,
I know.
you're
No.
kicking me out here, but like shopping agents. If I have my own agent that knows me, knows my demographic, knows what I search, knows
This
what I
is
like,
why-
knows the brands, my price point, they can serve me up product suggestions all day long.
Oh, you're
This is why I allow every app to track me because I want
You like
relevant
tracking.
ads.
talking
Yeah.
Summer's like.
I want
Yeah,
things
yeah.
that are relevant to me.
Yeah,
Yep, we're aligned. Dan, this has been lovely. It's so good to see you in person.
I know.
This is
Thank
the
you.
first
Yes.
time meeting you in person.
I saw him get his ball cap on super
Yeah,
loud.
I was-
I know that guy.
I was
trying-
know
I was
that
trying to
guy.
get-
We've met before though.
Yes, we
under
have.
the weather. So, Dan Brownsher, chairman of ChannelKey.
Executive chairman, yeah.
Executive-
Chief strategy officer.
Okay, I
So-
just want to get it right.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
new. It's new.
All right.
It's
Hey,
fun.
we're going to wrap it here because why, Summer? Because,
People matter, and you are listening to Always
aw,
Brand. Please like, please subscribe, please share.
goodbye.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.